is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's.
It's a new year, but it's the same old British royal family where lies, deceptions, marriages, and divorces have thrived for quite a bit, with King Charles's and Prince Harry's recurring conflict leading the charge. Both men seem to have been at each other's throats since 2020. And while it looked like they were mending the fence in late 2024, they seem to have fallen out again. What is the root cause of their recurring conflict? Will they ever find common ground? Join us as we discuss Prince Harry and King Charles's heated argument and its shocking outcome. King Charles III, Origin Story. Prince Harry and King Charles have been doing this dance for a while. However, Harry's definite step back from governmental duties as a working royal.
Video published to his Sussex Royal Instagram page, Prince Harry has just publicly addressed the decision by him and his wife Meghan to leave their royal lives behind.
Should get a more significant sanction than being weaned off the family's wealth after years of access to it.
That I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
The King of the United Kingdom and all Commonwealth nations was born in Buckingham Palace on the 14th of November 1958 to Queen Elizabeth II and Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. His birth didn't come easy, as the late Queen needed a cesarean section to deliver him. He was raised with a crown-size platinum spoon in his mouth and had the luxury of 3 other siblings: Princess Anne, Princess Royal, Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, and Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh. When Charles turned 5, he was assigned a governess who oversaw his education in Buckingham Palace, Catherine Peebles, as is tradition for any heir apparent in England to be homeschooled. However, Charles was different. He had always had a knack for doing things differently, even as a child. Hence, he became the first heir apparent to be schooled outside Buckingham Palace as a child. He was enrolled in Hill House School in West London in November 1956. While being heir apparent to the throne has numerous benefits, none were extended to Charles as he studied at Hill House. He had no preferential treatment and was treated like the other kids, which gave him a sense of responsibility and a chance to be under a chain of command where he was not the top dog. As is well known, the most popular sport in the United Kingdom is football, a sport popular for its penchant to foster serious competition regardless of who might be playing. Hence, Stuart Townend, principal and founder of Hill House School, advised Charles's parent to ensure he engages in football, as the boys give no reverence to anyone they share the pitch with, because they just want to win. His upbringing helped him build character and became the man and king he became. Although Charles took the training like fish to water, he wanted to forge his path, so he broke tradition again, going straight to college after his A-level, rather than joining the army like every other heir apparent before he had done. He graduated from Trinity College, Cambridge, where he studied archaeology and anthropology for the first part of the tripos and eventually switched to history. During his second year, he attended the University College of Wales in Aberystwyth, studying Welsh history and the Welsh language for 1 term, effectively making him the first British heir apparent to get a university degree. Following his mother's demise on September 8, 2022, he ascended the throne on May 6, 2023, marking the first in Britain in almost 70 years. And just like that, he came full circle, right back to the throne where he was always destined to be. However, for a man who is known to almost always find a way to do things differently since he was a child, with examples like refusing to homeschool and then choosing to go to college rather than enlisting in the army, it has come as quite a surprise that he doesn't approve of one of his son's decisions to break tradition. Why exactly is he infuriated by his son, Prince Harry? The royal squabble, how it all began. King Charles has 2 wonderful sons, Prince William, the Prince of Wales, and heir apparent to the British monarchy, and Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. The royal family has always had its fair bit of squabbling and internal strife, but it mostly never hits the media or is just passed on as a rumor. However, the times have changed, and it looks like every time Buckingham Palace is burning with rage, the whole world sees it. If there is anything important in monarchy, it is its adherence to tradition, a way of doing things that mostly never changes regardless of the year or the century. However, Prince Harry seems to be quite defiant and has broken the convention of the royal house. Surely he isn't the first to do so, as we have seen with King Charles, but this time it is a bit woven around the unforgiving depths of love. It all started with the introduction of Meghan Markle, the current Duchess and wife of Prince Harry, whom he married in 2018. However, before the marriage, rumors ran amok about Meghan not being particularly used to the decorum of a royal court. Although the rumors remained unfounded, they were out there and waiting to be read. Royal insiders, know-it-alls who claim to have the inside track of every juicy story about the crown, have backed the claim to be true, while also adding that she wasn't well liked in the royal family. For instance, a woman from the royal family must follow a specific sitting pattern called the slanting duchess, where her knees and legs are pointed straight when she sits, but her ankles remain crossed. However, Meghan didn't know this. Instead, she crossed her legs like anyone else would. While this wasn't making the rounds as some sort of national crisis, it raised eyebrows around the royal court. She was a Hollywood star and modern American woman.
You've hit on me. We can get it out of the way that I'm not interested.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't hitting on you.
Trust me.
Who had a different idea of the depiction of class to what the royal family tradition is. It seemed to be on everyone's lips in the United Kingdom, who had the fear that Prince Harry had brought a princess who trampled all over their tradition like a wild horse on a long field. Also, just before the wedding, there was media gossip that suggested that Meghan made Kate Windsor cry while she was being fitted into her clothes in preparation for her and Harry's wedding. She claimed that that rumor marked the turning point for her in the media. Meghan established the facts that Kate had been long married to the heir apparent even before Meghan met Harry and also English. Hence, reports of her making Kate cry were painted in the most gory ways in the English media, which created some enmity and hatred for her from the people. She believes that the English media incited hate towards her with their words and half-truths. There have been different accounts of the story, but none can be said to be true, as there have been no talks from Kensington Palace, where Meghan used to live with Harry. While there is a version that claims that Kate was rude to Meghan but decided to make amends by going to Kensington Palace, where she offered Meghan some flowers, which she trashed in the bin, reducing Kate to tears, there are some that claim that Meghan was rude to her in the fitting room. As the rumors rose to incredibly damning heights, Prince Harry was sure to defend his love, as he wasn't going to let anyone come for her. While the lack of royal decorum made the rounds, the Crown was preparing for a royal wedding in 2018. One would think that the drama had finally ceased since the United Kingdom had a wedding to plan, but that was not to be. Rumors of an argument over a tiara exploded in the media. And just like that, attention was drawn back to poor old Meghan. How exactly did a tiara create this much media frenzy? The tiara disarray. 7 years ago, just before the marriage, some news tabloids reported that some battles were being fought within the walls of Buckingham Palace, but no one knew about them just yet. However, the royal insiders, once again, seemed to have the inside track. And this time, there were reports of a melee that ensued between Prince Harry, Queen Elizabeth's designer, and the woman of the moment at the time, Meghan Markle. As is tradition among the royals, Any royal wedding gives the bride a chance to choose the tiara that she wears at her wedding. Of course, Meghan was thrilled by the opportunity to choose her destiny. However, she allegedly made a choice that didn't mainly sit well with the royal family, who wanted her to make a different choice. The reports claimed that Prince Harry, in a wild fit of anger, made bold claims, suggesting that his wife-to-be gets what she wants no matter what. His bold comments were described as an affront to the Queen's authority at the time, and she allegedly didn't have any of it. The reports claimed that the 92-year-old at the time made her mark with a statement: "Meghan cannot have whatever she wants," creating a tense atmosphere in Buckingham so tangible you could cut it with a knife. King Charles, Prince Harry's father, watched as the story unfolded with no comments whatsoever, pining for a resolution like everyone else. But here comes a plot twist. Prince Harry, having watched on as the media egged on the royal family while chewing and spitting out his and his wife's names, decided to make a decision that incurred the wrath of the royal family. What exactly did he do to clap back? Prince Harry claps back, hard. While it isn't news to never completely trust what you see in the media, people cannot seem to stop themselves from getting caught in a story about the royals, with the royal insiders egging them on. Prince Harry and Meghan got married in 2018, and somehow everyone thought the drama had ended. But it was only the beginning, as Prince Harry was ready to tear down the superstructure of lies founded and built on his and his wife's image. So in the first few days of January 2023, he published a memoir called Spare, where he detailed his thoughts about the royal family and how they affected his wife's image in the British media, while shedding some light on what actually happened during the tiara gate, as it is often called in the media. Prince Harry made some really heavy claims and pointed accusatory fingers directly at the people he held responsible for his wife's dirtied image in the media. First, he debunked the rumors of him making such bold claims as "what Meghan wants, Meghan gets," as quoted in lots of front pages in the British media. While he admitted to having had a bit of a row with the Queen's dresser, he was sure to hammer on the fact that he never had a confrontation with his grandmother as the media claimed. For context, he explained that his aunts showed some immense support, not just for him, but for Meghan, whom they offered a pic of some of the most beautiful tiaras around, and she was originally meant to wear the Spencer tiara, which was formerly worn by Princess Diana. However, in the spirit of the season, his aunts wanted something even more unique, so they offered Meghan a chance to wear one of the late Queen's tiaras, which is not too dissimilar from the offer she made Kate when she married Prince William in 2011. Harry explained that she offered them access to her collection of tiaras, asking them to come to the palace to try it on. Having honored the visit and tried on the tiaras, they eventually settled on one, which the Queen said she would keep in a safe for them. He recalled her asking Meghan to make sure she tries it on with her hairdresser for her big day, as it might be tricky if she doesn't practice before then. Of course, the couples agreed to follow the Queen's directive, but Prince Harry described the process as almost impossible. Following their meeting with the Queen, they had reached out to one of the Queen's royal aides, Angela Kelly, and asked her to kickstart a process to bring the tiara to them, to get Meghan's hairdresser to perform a pre-wedding trial. It was supposed to be the easiest thing to do, however, it actually proved to be more difficult than anticipated. He explained that he tried to reach Angela Kelly numerous times, but she did not respond to his messages for quite a long time. Eventually, she replied and said that the tiara would require an orderly and police escort to be moved from point A to point B. He found that excessive, but he decided to play along and set the ball rolling as time was running out. However, it would seem that agreeing with Angela Kelly was almost as unfruitful as being able to reach her at all. She simply sent the prince text that read, "Can't be done," signaling that his schedule was busy and giving no further explanation. The prince was livid, and he claimed that the thought popped up in his head to go to his grandmother, who had ordered that the tiara be taken to his wife in the first place. But he wasn't certain whose side his grandmother would be. So she shelved and decided not to risk making Angela an enemy. Days turned into weeks, and his repeated attempts at the tiara failed woefully, until one day, Angela Kelly arrived at Kensington Palace with a release form for him to sign while she handed over the tiara to him. At the moment, he felt a flurry of emotions, which included mostly anger and relief. Although he had gotten the tiara, he wasn't going to let her off that easy, so he thanked her like a gentleman and also bared his mind to her, telling her that she could have brought the tiara earlier, which could have made their lives easier. She wasn't really happy with that. In fact, according to Harry, she had a go at him, but he diffused the situation, asking her if she wanted to be obstructive at that moment. According to the prince, he got a final stern look from Angela with a clear, "This isn't over" message right on it. Also, he explained that the defamatory news in the media has come from deliberate leaks and misinformation from the palace. All of these seemed to be too much for the couple to handle. So in 2020, they decided to take a step back from their royal life and decided to become financially independent. These claims seemed a little detrimental to the palace's reputation, but Harry didn't care. He wanted his truth to be out there without anyone forcing him into silence. How has Buckingham Palace responded to these claims? Buckingham Palace and King Charles responds. Having read all the claims that stemmed from Harry's memoir, the royal family wasn't too pleased, especially by Harry's explanation of Tiaragate. However, Angela Kelly has not come out to call the prince a liar. The influence of his memoir seemed to have struck a nerve in Buckingham Palace, especially his father's, the king. Harry has always been a bit coy when he has been asked about his relationship with his father. However, during an interview with Oprah Winfrey, he discussed how broken they are. Harry's relationship with the Crown of Britain started to have more cracks in it in 2021 when the media started subjecting their relationship as being subjected to color segregation. While that might not have cut deep enough, they claimed that it was also happening in the British royal court. During the interview with Oprah, the couple revealed that a certain member of the British court explained their fears about the potential color of their son's skin and how he might not be given security or a title for those reasons.
They didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol, and that he wasn't going to receive security.
While there might be reasons to suggest that it is someone who is close to them, the couple did not give a name. The palace wasn't too comfortable with these claims, but they released a statement that the matters will be dealt with internally, with no one butting into their affairs from the outside. How did King Charles respond to Prince Harry and his claims? The royal rift. Harry and King Charles cuts communications. The relationship between Prince Harry and King Charles III has hit a significant strain, teeming on the verge of a no-return. Prince Harry was born into the royal system. He was born in it, and lived it from infancy to the bulk of his adult life. Hence, he definitely knows what is or isn't acceptable. However, he doesn't care much for the rules, as he prefers to make his own. He claimed to be afraid for the future of his wife and the systemic and blatant segregation that his son would face, owing to the potential color of his skin. While King Charles knows that he left and why, he wasn't happy that his own son left his role as a duke to elope with a woman. Harry claimed that he had conversations with his father, but he never discussed stepping back from royalty. His father was angry at his decision, which has now led them to cut ties permanently, with each party reluctant to speak to the other. Leaving their offices as working royals already cost them a lot. First, they lost their taxpayer-funded police protection. But not only have they lost it, but they are also not allowed to pay for the security on their own, Hence, if they wanted security, it had to be a completely different team and unit. He voiced his concerns to be more valid than they are taken by everyone. Words are a powerful tool when properly dispersed in the media. He fears that all it takes is for one lone actor who reads this stuff to act on what they've read. Knowing the streets of the country where he grew up, he was rather sure that they could go to the lengths of getting something as dangerous as a knife or acid, and his family bears the brunt of that. His actions come from risk assessments, and he finds them fatal for his family, fortifying his reasons to leave the country for good, regardless of the outcome of that with his father. This complete falling out between father and son has not only affected them, but created a lasting ripple effect on the royal body as a whole. The wildest example of that is Prince William having it out for his brother over Meghan. What happened between Prince William and Prince Harry? Brothers at war, Prince William allegedly attacks Prince Harry. It is an open secret that the royal family has had some somewhat shaky moments. However, the greatest stems from Prince Harry's claims that he had a physical brawl with his brother while defending the honor of his wife. Harry claims that the media has been writing different words and articles that describe his wife as harsh, rude, and abrasive. However, he claims that these adjectives are deliberate conjectures to tear him and Meghan apart. Harry claims that William walked up to him, calling Meghan by these same adjectives of doom, making him livid in the process, and a fight ensued in his home in London. He claimed that the confrontation escalated into a big fight, where William grabbed him by his collar, ripped his necklace, and knocked him to the floor. He claimed that this fight caused him a serious injury to his back after crashing into his dog bowl. He considered many times to tell his wife, but he didn't at first. He called his therapist instead. However, when she saw the bruises, she wasn't angry, but she was superbly disappointed that he had fought for her and his brother. There have been whispers that their relationships might not be completely dead yet. In 2021, William and Harry had a heated argument at the funeral of Prince Philip, their grandfather, and the king wasn't too happy about it. Harry recalls that he stood between his two warring sons and told them in plain terms not to make his final days a misery by fighting each other. In 2022, during an interview on ITV, he claimed to want his father and brother back.
Prince Harry has told ITV that he wants his father and brother back, saying he wants to be part of a family, not an institution.
But whether he can have them back while married to Meghan, who seems to be in the middle of the rift, remains to be seen. Did Prince Harry and Meghan make the right decision for their future by stepping back from British royalty? Is there a chance Prince Harry and King Charles ever make up? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.